So, we've talked about you being in Motley Crue, and are you gonna be doing something to celebrate that 20 years for that album?
It's funny. I was getting ready to do another. Like we said earlier, I did the acoustic record. I was getting ready to go back in and do a full electric new record. I haven't done one yet, so I was talking to my manager, and unbeknownst to me, I'm kind of clueless. He said, "Listen, before you go in and do the new record," he goes, "I think it would be kind of cool if you went out and did the Motley record." And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, "Well, I don't know if you realize this or not," but he goes, "That record came out 20 years ago this year." So I'm like, wow, okay, I feel really old right now. But he was talking to me about it, and he said, "Look, Motley's not doing any of that material at all. They're not going to. Mick and I have talked about it. Like, Mick and I are very good friends, and he goes, "Yeah, dude, I'm kind of bummed out. We don't do any of that material." But he goes, "We're not going to do it." So I talked to Mick about it, and I said, "Well, would you be against me? We're friends. I don't want to do anything that's going to seem weird or whatever." And he goes, "No, bro." He goes, "We're never going to do any of that material. So if you want to go out and do it with your band, more power to you. I think it would be great. I think there's a lot of people that want to hear it." So I was thinking about it. I talked to my band about it, and I said, we're going to do this before we go in and do a record. So they started tearing the music apart. I swear to God, like literally 2 weeks ago, they were calling me on the road, and they're like, "Man, this stuff sounds great, dude. We're going to kill it. We're going to kill it." So I just went on Facebook. Apparently, and I wrote, "Apparently the guys in my band are tearing apart the Motley 94 material, and it sounds awesome, and I can't wait to get into a room with them and make this blop happen, And I said, "Anybody out there interested in a tour of me doing the Motley 94 material?" And I swear to God, I've been on Facebook forever, and I don't think I had like 100,000 views in 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever it was. It was unbelievable. And everybody's like, "Bring it to Arizona, bring it to Missouri, bring it to Argentina, bring it and my manager called me and goes, "Told you, let's do this, go out and do some shows." So right now we're in the process of getting everything together. I just went out and bought, backdrops, and we're getting all the gear together. So I've got a 5-piece band, me. I got 2 guitar players. My son is my drummer, great bass player. And I'm going to try and front when I can. But I'm probably still going to play guitar for like 50% of the set or whatever. But I just want it to be thick. I want it to be loud. And just brutal like it was on the record, and we're going to see what happens. If anybody wants to hear it, they can call my agent. I just got a call today, promoter, huge place in Atlanta, and they want me to come there and do it there. So it's starting to leak out. Like, everybody's like, "I want that, I want that, I want that." So we'll see what happens.
That's awesome. So tonight, playing again at Cactus Moon. You want to do another song for us?
Sure.
What are you thinking?
Well, it's talking about Motley. Let's see. I'm going to grab a glass of water here. See if anybody remembers this one. Little old man contemplates suicide twice a day. Life's passed him by. Little old woman, scared and blind, left alone in desperate times. Life's passed her by. Oh, life misunderstood there. Close her eyes and dream of better days. Oh, life misunderstood, yeah. Daddy's coming home tonight, so don't you cry. So don't you cry. So don't you cry.
Awesome. I love hearing that acoustic because that record was so heavy. And it's so awesome to hear a different version of that. And just because, I mean, like I said, that record was just so kick ass.
You know what's funny? Like, I have for the longest time had, you know, doing these shows, everybody would go, "Can you do Misunderstood? And still to this day, I could not figure out how to do the rest of the song without losing, obviously, some of that oomph, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, well, maybe if I just do the acoustic part, just run the 3 verses together, you know, there's 2, then there's the heavy part, and then it comes back in again. I'll just do the 3 verses, and it's gone over great. Like, I do it all through Europe, and everybody's like, oh, my God, that's my favorite song on the record. But it's just funny, like, I'll be sitting there playing, and I'll do that, or I'll do Hooligan's Holiday, and then I'll get some guy in the back that goes, "Smoke this guy!" And I'm like, dude, that is never going to happen on an acoustic guitar. It's not going to happen. Forget about it. I'll buy you a drink later. Let's call it a day.
That's awesome. So you're still in touch with the guys in Motley. Are they done?
Yeah, I don't like talking about their you know, inner whatever their thing is, but you know, I think it's pretty much common knowledge, you know, from different things that have happened between Tommy and Vince and you know, all the stuff. Like, they all travel separately. They're all in different hotels. You know, Mixed Health is starting to come into play. You know, I just think that I think it's smart that instead of just prolonging and just going on and on and on and you know, for lack of a better term, milking the audience for money, and to go watch 4 guys that really don't want to be there. You know what I mean? They're going out on a high note. You know what I mean? They're doing their thing. They've been very successful. They've continued to be one of the successful bands, like we were just talking about. And you know what? It's like, how much money is too much money? You know what I mean? Like, let's just call it a day. Now, I know they have other things, like Mick and I have been talking. Mick lives in Nashville now. And so him and I have been hanging out quite a bit. And I recently took him out for dinner for his birthday. And you know, we talked. I had asked him to play some guitar on my solo record. And he asked me to help him maybe write some stuff for his and maybe sing on his solo record. So I know he's got things that he wants to do, you know, but I think it's, you know, I'm hoping that they're not going to change their mind. Like, they made a statement, they put it out there, they're saying that this is the end, and you know, I kind of hope that they it drives me nuts when I go see someone that says no more touring. I'm done. And then, you know, you're like 5 years later, they're still touring. I'm like, okay, that farewell tour has been going on for like 11 years. Stop. You know what I mean?
So what's on the horizon for you?
Absolutely nothing.
Sweet.
No, I'm just
getting married and you're calling it a day.
No, I'm getting married, and then I have to get back to work on Monday. I've been in training at 7-Eleven. I just, for the life of me, I can't get the 2 hot dog Slurpee thing together. It's killing me. But no, I'm actually, in all honesty, I'm still I'm probably booked till I think November.
Wow.
Already still doing acoustic things here and there. Now I'm rehearsing the band for the Motley stuff, and we're just ready to go. Once the agent goes, you're starting on this day, we're going to go. You know, but I'm getting other things, like I said, the visuals, like the backdrops, we're buying all that stuff, getting all that together. And then I want to go in and do another record. You know, I've already been asked to come back to Europe and do more acoustic shows there. But over
full band record?
No, well, yeah, full band, absolutely full band. And I kind of feel like I've got all these ideas just kind of floating around, some stuff that I've put down on tape, and I kind of overthought it for a few years. When I was in Rat, I wanted to do a solo record, and I just kept overthinking it. And actually, CC DeVille was very cool. He said to me, "Why don't you do a solo record?" And I played him some of my stuff, and I'm like, I just don't know if it's right yet. And so I played him like 5 songs, and it was funny. The next day, he came up and he slapped me in the back of the head, and he goes, "Stop overthinking this. Go in, put a band together, do a record, and get out there. That stuff you played me yesterday, I can't get it out of my head. It was great." So we'll see. I still feel like there's great things ahead in the future, and until somebody tells me to stop, I'm going. I'm going to be like I don't know, modern day. I can't say Keith Richards. I didn't do that many drugs, but whatever. Think of an analogy.
Well, awesome. John Corabi joining us here in the studio. He's playing tonight, Cactus Moon. That's where that show is going to happen. 8 o'clock-ish. You want to get there? You want to get there?
Yeah.
Throw some cold ones down.
You know what? If I'm not playing at 8, have a couple cocktails, because the more you drink, the better I sound and look. It's awesome.
So one last question before you get out of here. When are you writing a book? Because yours is the life that I think that I would be most interested in reading because of just everything that has happened to you.
You know what? It's really weird. I made the mistake of saying a few years ago that I was going to do a book, but this is me overthinking again. Like, I started writing it, and the thing with me that with a lot of people don't realize, there's certain songs that I have in my catalog, like Uncle Jack from the Motley record. Everybody thought it was about Jack Daniels or whatever, and it's not. Like, and we did some press about it, but, there were some certain things through my life that were, I guess, kind of nowadays would be like therapy, or, you'd have to go to therapy or whatever. Grew up in Philadelphia, and my, again, parents divorced at a very young age, and my mom was a single mom and raising 5 kids. We were homeless for like 2 years, lived in a basement, whatever. And then the Uncle Jack thing is about my mother's brother that molested all my brothers and sisters at very, very young age. So a lot of people have asked me about it, and I'm like, man, maybe my old manager said, you should just write a book, dude. Just throw it out there, dispel all rumors, and just put it out. Everybody was thinking it was going to be a Motley tell-all, and it's like, Motley's just kind of a part of my life. It's not my whole life, you know what I mean? There's all these other things, and I just think I wanted to do the book because I think that there's a lot of people that have a dream or have a goal, and they get sidetracked or they get discouraged or whatever. And I think the one thing about my book, if anybody that knows me knows that, like, I'm not really a take no for an answer kind of guy. Like, I'm just always, there's always some way around the problem. And that's kind of what the book is about. It's like, don't take no for an answer, perseverance and faith and patience, I mean, honestly, I'm 54 years old. I still think my best music is ahead of me. So that'd be basically what the book is about. But then I saw, like, Marilyn Manson did one, Slash did one, and, I'm like, I'm kind of behind the curve here, and I don't want to seem like I'm just jumping on a bandwagon. You know what I mean? So if there's demand, I'll do it. You know what I mean? I just, I don't know. It's just weird. I overthought it, and I just, like, man, everybody's doing a book. Everybody.
Well, quit overthinking it and just do it, Dan.
Yeah, like Aerosmith's road manager is doing books. Like, when did the road manager become important? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Well, go and check out John Corabi tonight once again at Cactus Moon. Thanks for stopping by today, man. We really appreciate it. Kind of a last-minute deal, but
I just want to say I really love what you did with the studio. I don't get to radio stations that much anymore. But I love what you did with the
It's got the vintage look.
It's got the vintage KDKB look, as I remember it, I think from 1989 or 90. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, thanks for joining us. And again, go and check him out tonight. Cactus Moon. Here's Ozzy. It's 93.3 KDKB.